alchemists. Today we are talking to Magda Corvinus from Transylvania, a genuine vampire breed, one might say, but also a girl that is just starting in the scene. Not somebody who is already established, but somebody who is yet to build. We talk a little bit about, living in a small place, trying to make it on your own, and how this whole thing happens. So let's check out what she has for us. What's the best part about being a vampire?
Well, I don't know, I'm not a vampire yet, but I think the best part is the immortality. You have so much time to learn different things, see different things. I think that's awesome. The world has so many things to offer. I wouldn't get bored too fast. And if I get bored, I can go outside in the sun and die. No big deal.
Why did you choose the name Corvinus? I mean, considering you live in Transylvania, wouldn't like the Tepesh or Dracula would be the obvious choice, or maybe too obvious?
Corvinus also means ravens, and I love ravens and vampires and the underworld and everything related to that stuff. So it just seems more natural, Corvinus, than something so common as Dracula.
So what's your favorite underworld character?
Victor, definitely. He has something special. I don't know, I guess it's his eyes, I don't know.
You live in Romania, Transylvania to be precise. This culture of vampires, of Dracula, is it still present there? I mean, is it just something for tourists, or do people actually still believe in this stuff?
Well, not really. It's not very popular. It's more popular outside of the country than here. There are still some remote villages with old people that believe in supernatural stuff, but it's not common. In the city, nobody really cares about vampires and all that, and nobody believes in them.
You're living in a small town, and this is never easy, especially if you're alternative or if you're goth in your case. How do people see you? How do they perceive you? Especially when you go out to do the photo shoots and you're fully dressed up, how do they react to your clothing and your style and so on?
People see me as weird, basically. They probably think I'm a witch or a vampire or something like that. It's not, my way of dressing is not very common here in the country, let alone in a small town. I'm basically seen as a freak, which I don't really care, but what can you do? Sometimes when I go to shootings and wear something a bit more, unusual, yeah, it happens that kids would scream and run away from me.
Where do you get the clothes for your photo shoots? Do you make them yourself? Do you get them online? Because you live far away from any actual alternative hubs and big stores and so on.
It would be awesome to work with different alternative brands and all that, but I don't have that chance. So I buy everything from my own money. I buy mostly online because no chance I find something so extravagant on a real shop. So I buy them online. Sometimes I modify them. I'm a huge fan of second-hand shops, so I spend a lot of time searching for clothes and accessories and all that. I often shoot them and then sell them and buy new stuff. I can't afford to have too much clothes and too much stuff, so I often sell them away after that. This way I have money and space to have more clothes.
Well, this part about recycling clothes and using second-hand shops, I mean, this is also something that you do as a job. I mean, you build a business, small business of your own on this very idea. So tell me a little bit about this. How did you start on your own, becoming your own boss, and what is it that you do?
Well, it's out of necessity, of course. I couldn't really find a job here, and I think it's a problem, well, pretty much everywhere nowadays. and I knew I had to do something by myself, and I couldn't just sit around and do nothing. So I started selling my clothes and then buying more, shoot them, learning photography and all that. And then I also started writing for different websites, like different type of content writing. So I do what I can. I just started learning Photoshop and want to get into some more design stuff, try a little bit of photo manipulation and all that.
You're a big fan of 80s, especially of 80s goth, the original goth style. Where did this love for 80s come from, and how did you develop this passion for subcultures in general?
It's true, I am a huge fan of the 80s. I am a fan of the traditional goth. Ever since I was a kid, I was always fascinated by the punk subculture, and then the gothic subculture, metal and all that. I find it interesting how these subcultures grew so much in the last years, and how they're still not accepted in the society. Although many times you see the mainstream fashion taking a lot of stuff from the dark subcultures. Many tend to only focus on the fashion and less on the music, literature, movies and all that. They're quite big and not only fashion. It's a whole culture practically, so it's not just about the fashion. So that's why I'm so interested in the social aspect of subcultures in general.
Final question. Favorite cookies?
Chocolate.
Any kind of chocolate?
Actually, I don't like white chocolate. It's an abomination.
Passion is passion, regardless of where you live and how much money you have. If you're alternative in heart, you will find a way to communicate that to others. And of course, Althemy is here to help you with that. So come and join us, check out other alternative people that you might just fall in love with, because, Althemy is a place where all the beauty happens.